Now, synovial joint. Love them, all right? They can be a real pain, and I mean that literally, all right? Because we're going to find that those joints is a whole different story. Now, when we look at some of our cartilaginous joints throughout the body, our epiphyseal plates. Where is one of those? Got them in the leg. In my long bone. When you look at the long bone, each of them should have an epiphyseal plate. They are identifiable on the bigger bones. Okay? Like if you were to look at our radius and ulna, they try to, represent that epiphyseal line right here, because that is hyaline cartilage that gives rise to the bone growing. You guys remember that? All right. My sternocostal, my spheno-occipital. Okay, I kind of like that. Okay, I like the ability to be able to have some of that stuff around my eyes. Okay? So, if we look at how we look at some of the areas with the fibrocartilage. Now, the reason we're saying fibro is because it is a tough, fibrous cartilage. The pubic symphysis has a huge pad of this fibrocartilage that's present. If we look at our vertebral column, so go this way, in between those bones, fibrocartilage, okay? So when we begin to look at how the bones are going to articulate, one thing that we see with this articulation is how much pressure is being put on that joint. How much pressure is being placed on the joint between your pubic bone, for your pubic symphysis? Nicole's kind of looking at me like, oh, wow. True. The pressure of the body. Is there anything else that is added to, say, for example, the cartilage between my vertebrae? Well, I'm thinking about the pressures that are on these joints.
Gravity.
My gravity, well, the world's gravity. Believe it or not, gravity is heavy. From the moment we wake up till we go to bed, we are under the influence of gravity. It is pushing on us all day long. So by the time we get to the end of our day, why is it most of us are like, fall into the couch or the bed or the recliner or whatever the case might be, okay? We've had gravity on us all day, okay? Now, yes, that does, okay, put a tremendous amount of pressure. You happen to know, this just popped into my head, the joint of the body that bears the most. The ankle. Your knees bear about, for every pound that you weigh, 4 pounds of pressure at your knees. For every pound you weigh on your ankle, is about 9 pounds. So you take a person who weighs 100, their knees are bearing 400 pounds of weight, their ankles are bearing 900 pounds of weight.
People weigh like 1,000 kilos.
I mean, that, to me, is tremendous. And wear and tear that these joints take, I mean, just think about it. So usually, when we see areas that have fibrocartilage, they're going to be called symphysis. That really tough cartilage is going to be present. Now, with the synovial joint, synovial fluids. Ever heard of it?
You know, that's the lubrication, or it's like a shock absorber.
Yes. Okay. It's going to be, now, because it has fluid, this means we're going to have an area where the two bones articulate and they are now encapsulated. All right? And in that capsule is going to be cells that will be present that will secrete the synovial fluid. All right, so this, not the bottom of my shoe, but here's something sticking to the bottom. How many of y'all have gone to an ortho doctor? Y'all know what I mean by ortho, right? Orthopedic. Huh?
I wouldn't call one dollar. I went 3 days, I wouldn't call them.
Oh, but you have seen the latest legislation for that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're going to do like and it's not going to come with an insurance. Very sensitive.
What do you mean by the
Okay. If you've gone to the ortho doctor, probably seen that, right? Because they'll use it to go, and every time you bend your knee, blah, 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 blah. All right? That's what they're going to do, okay? Capsule means that this area around this joint is closed in. All right? It's going to have this fibrous, meaning it's made of fibers, capsule that surrounds it. And it therefore has all these materials that are going to be inside of it. And one of those materials that gets to be inside of it is going to be the cells that give rise to the synovial fluid. The goal being that that fluid will help to make motions easier. Okay? Give it some cushioning, all right? Lubrication, so to speak, all right? So, when we begin to look at synovial joints, they are very complex. Now, when you have a synovial joint, it does let you have greater mobility. At that particular joint, where it will be termed synovial, there will be a huge, I shouldn't say huge, but a big range of motion. In a synovial joint, some of the materials that are present, articular cartilage. If you remember, this is the cartilage that I said that whatever you're born with is what you've got. All right? It will have the cavity that will be found inside the capsule. inside the capsule. Okay? So you have the capsule, inside is the cavity. Does that make sense? So, the capsule itself will have a fibrous makeup. It's tough. It's strong. Have you ever known anybody who had to have knee surgery, for example? And I don't mean what they have today, where it's arthroscopic. They make little pinholes and go in, not that hole, they're kind of bigger than that, kind of without skin looking at. They make the little holes, and they go in with scopes. Okay? Now I'm asking, have you ever known somebody where it was cut from here to here?
Probably online and actually doing
A knee replacement.
Basically cut both heads of the bones off and put it like metal.
Now, I'm going to tell y'all something. Ever since. Okay. Alright, I'll be honest. When I was in high school, we had your little 10th grade biology class. You kind of dissected the frog. I wouldn't touch the frog. Okay? Now, I didn't start back to college till I was 26. One of my first classes that I took, of course, was my general bio. And I went to community college. I went to DCC. And you got over at Danvers Community College? Okay? Let's just get y'all an idea where I'm from. Alright. Now, went to DCC, just like y'all are now. Okay? Had my biology teacher. It was like our first, within just the first couple of weeks, we dissected a shark. And my shark that I had was pregnant. Okay? It was, without a doubt, the coolest thing I had ever done in my life. Talking about the person who wouldn't touch the frog. Okay? From that point forward, I cut anything you put in front of me. Alright? You put it in front of me, I'm dissecting it. Alright? When I finally made it to, Longwood, working on my bachelor's degree, and I finally got to have my own meat, okay? My own meat. And you know an idea of what it was like when I was in college? You had to name it, and you had to carry it home with you every day. Alright? Yes. Everybody knew who the biology majors were because you smelled like it. Alright? And you looked like it. Came time, and ever since, I haven't cut anything you put in front of me. Came time for my mom to have her knees replaced. And she got both of them done in the same day. She's tough. Okay? I told her before she went into surgery, I said, I'll never argue with you again. I said, because you tough. Alright? But I made the mistake of looking at that surgery online before she had surgery. I've never, in anything that I have seen or anything that I've encountered, gotten sick from watching something like that. And I got sick watching the knee replacement. That's how horrible it is. These joints are the most abused joints of the body. They are going to have the most problems in the body. When these joints begin to break down, chances are you're looking at extreme pain and you're looking at extreme measures to take care of the pain, if you're lucky. The makeup that it has, that fibrous capsule, yes, protection, okay? But if you've ever seen anything that had to penetrate that fibrous capsule, that capsule is tough, okay? And it would take a lot for that